Hey there. This is Lisa Shaw with LisaShawCares.com. I'm so excited that you joined me today. And I want to talk to you about two questions that I think are very important when we're facing the fear of failure. Number one, what specific dream or goal, vision, plan, purpose is being hindered by the fear of failure? In other words, what is it that's not getting off the ground because you're afraid to fail? It's a very real emotion. I know because I had my own challenges with it over the years until I learned how to navigate through it. I know some people say you can get over it. I don't necessarily believe that. I think fear is a very real emotion, and sometimes we're going to face it, whether it's the fear of failure, fear of success, fear of disappointment, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear is a very real emotion. And we're talking about the fear of failure today. And so the two important questions that we need to ask ourselves is, like I said, number one, what is that specific dream or goal or purpose that is not being fulfilled because of the fear of failure? And then number two, what's the loss? What's the price of that dream or goal not being fulfilled? What's the cost to you? If you're afraid of starting that book, building that ministry, maybe leaving a job and starting your own business, maybe going back to school after you've been out of school for a long time. Maybe you're afraid of failing at a relationship, so you're guarded and you won't enter into a relationship with anyone. What is it? What's the cost that you're paying for not taking the necessary steps to navigate through the fear of failure, come out on the other side? I want to give you an analogy, something that I've used in my own life for way back when. And I want to invite you to view your own situation, your own circumstance within this analogy I'm going to use. So, I used to be deathly afraid of flying. I mean, deathly. Up until 2000, when I actually needed to fly to do a speaking engagement at a women's conference. Well, I had to get free from the fear real quick. But I started using flying as a tool or an instrument to help me with other areas of fear as well. And so I want to talk to you about that today real quick. So you're sitting at the gate. You pay all this money to get on the plane. You have somewhere to go, right? And you're finally on the plane. You're sitting at the gate. You're ready to go. And the pilot comes on and says, "Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but it's going to be about 15 minutes before we can leave." And so he invites you to make yourself feel comfortable. 15 minutes comes and goes, 30 minutes comes and goes. And then you hear the pilot come back on and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry, but it's going to be longer." And he starts to explain a little bit about what's going on. And at that moment, you start feeling a little overwhelmed, frustrated, a little distracted, because you're thinking, I got a connecting flight that I need to make sure I catch. Or you're thinking, are we ever going to leave? Am I going to be able to get to my destination? Finally, the pilot comes on. You're now sitting 45 minutes to an hour at the gate, going nowhere. You're frustrated. And then the pilot comes on and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen," and his voice kind of changes. And he says, "We're getting ready to take off. Thank you very much for your patience, and we apologize for any inconvenience." Engines are revving, and he advises us that the flight attendant is going to give us further instructions. She does, or he does. And at that point, we start backing up from the gate. Oh, in that moment, you're feeling, finally, I'm beginning. Finally, we're getting going. Finally, we're going to get out of here. Finally, I'm moving toward my destination. And the plane backs up, turns around, and starts going forward. It gets to the runway and it stops. And the pilot comes on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but we're delayed again." Really? And he proceeds to explain whatever is going on with the plane. Well, at this point, you're wondering, are we ever going to get out of here? Am I ever going to get through this fear of failure and get to where I'm trying to go? Are we going to lift off? Or are we going to have to turn around and go back to the gate? And so you sit there longer than you want to. That runway is right there. You almost feel like you could reach out that little tiny window and just touch it and help the plane take off. And the pilot comes back on and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize once again for the delay. Thank you very much for your patience. We are ready to take off." And something in you says, "Okay, I'm glad, but I'm not going to get too glad. I'm going to wait and see." Because the last time he said we were ready to take off. And so the engines are revved up and he instructs us that the flight attendant will give us some further instructions. And at that point, the plane starts moving forward and it starts picking up speed, picking up momentum. You're just feeling in your body that we're getting ready to lift off. And there we go. The plane starts to go up in the air. The wheels pull in and you're soaring. And then after a few minutes, the plane sort of levels off at the altitude that we need to be at, that's safe and able to reach our goals, reach our destination. Oh, how happy we are to be in flight. Now, you're in flight, but there's some turbulence along the way. There are moments where the plane feels like it's going to drop out of the sky. There are moments when it feels like something is banging up against the plane because you're being shifted so heavily. But eventually the pilot comes back on and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived." Please fasten your seatbelts and prepare for the descent where we can arrive at your destination. I want you to think about that example when you think about your own life. You feeling stuck at that gate because of fear of failure? Or maybe you've pushed back from the gate, you've turned around and you started moving forward and you feel that momentum. And then all of a sudden you had to stop again because you're scared. What if I don't do this right? What if I don't succeed? What if I'm rejected? What if I'm judged? What if I don't have what it takes? I want to invite you to go to the resource tab on my website. Check out the freebie that I have there that's titled "What to Do When Fear of Failure Invades the Life You Envision." It's a free download to you. You're going to receive 7 critical steps to take. And once you sign up for that, you'll receive a weekly email from me regarding the fear of failure. And I'm going to support you and walk you through some of the tips and things that you need to focus on that'll help you to get from where you are to where you want to go. And I want to leave you with this. I have always believed that whatever tugs at our heart, whatever keeps our attention, whatever that thing is you go to bed on at night and get up in the morning with, and throughout your day, you're thinking about, I want to do this thing. I want to do this. I believe it's connected to the life that you envision living. And I also believe that it's not just some idea, but rather the life that you envision is the life that God envisions for you. And that's why it keeps pulling at your heart, keeps tugging at your mind. It's because it's the life that God envisioned for you. I want to help you to live that life because I believe that it's God's plan and purpose for you. I pray great and amazing things for you on this journey. And I'm looking forward to working with you and supporting you. Run and get that freebie so we can connect. I'm excited about it. God bless you.